Hey everybody, Sean here, and yeah, it's Sean from the Detroit Disney Duo, and this is Sean's Stories. That's right. Anyways, it's a great day here, and I have to really say that I'm really happy that it's a great day in the D. Every day is a great day when we're above the ground. Anyways, it's a beautiful day in the D. So, the Sean Stories. I haven't made a Sean Stories in about a week or so, and I know that I was supposed to be on this kick to try to start doing it every single day, and I know no more excuses. Right on, right on. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I got my notes right in front of me, right here on my iPad. We've been doing something just a little bit different here, trying something new. And what we do got our daily notes, and that's a great thing. And today is August the 7th, 2022. And you know what? Just going to jump into it in a minute. But before we get started, a little administrative things. If you are new to the channel, if you're new to watching the Detroit Disney Duo and Sean's Stories and whatnot, go ahead and mash that subscribe button, shall you? It helps us out. You get to become part of the family. You get free, did I say free notifications? I mean, what else can you ask for? I mean, it's free. You sign up, you get the notifications of when we go live, when we have new videos, and it's absolutely free. I mean, you just can't beat it with a stick, can you? So go ahead and mash that subscribe button now before we get started. And yeah, so, anyways, so let's just go ahead and start getting into this Sean's Stories today. So it's been some time. Look, I'm going to be quite honest with you. Sometimes I really get into the rabbit hole of things, and I don't know what happens. I just, I something happens, I get distracted. Boom! I'm into the rabbit hole, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? I'm into the rabbit hole, and I'm like, So one of the rabbit holes that I've been on lately, and I'll say that the rabbit hole because it just ends up I'm into the maybe it's the I don't maybe I should start calling it the bottomless pit or the sinkhole of thought. I don't know. I have to come up with a cliche because the rabbit's hole is the one. I don't know. I don't know where that started from. It could be bad, it could be good. I don't know. But anyhow, that's what I'm going to call it today. And tomorrow, the next time I'll have my own phrase for it. But I'm down the tunnel of I've gone down the behind down that door of of who knows to where. So, anyways, so I think a lot. I get into this thing where I'm thinking a lot about how old I am. Look, I'm a half of a century old, if you can figure that out. And that's one of those things you're supposed to figure out. Hint, hint. Anyways, one half of a century old, 5 decades, something like that. And yeah, anyways, so and I just start thinking about how people are relative to me, whether they're older or younger, and how long have things, how long ago have things taken place? This thing about time, you know what I'm saying? Every day is another day gone off of that we don't know how many days we have in front of us, and another day looking back and going, wow, it's been that many years ago. Really? Wow. Really, they're that old? Unbelievable. I'm saying, and I think about, and lately, sometimes, I'm like, you already know how old I am. I think about other people that are like, I look at actors and actresses and sports people, famous people, even people that I know, and I go, wow, they're that old or they're that young. And I just get caught up in thinking about, I remember that long ago, and yeah, I don't know what it is. I just somehow get into this funk where I'm thinking about things like that. I don't know if it's because I'm just, at that age where I start thinking about those things, but for some reason, I just get stuck there. And then I just can't pull myself out for a little bit. So, anyways, that's one thing that happens quite a bit. Yeah. So, another thing I have found myself doing now. This is no joke here. Now, look, I'm a pretty I have a coffee. This is just an instance. I have a coffee maker, and I have this coffee grinder, this coffee bean grinder machine, and that's how I get my grounds. I usually buy full bean coffee, but because of the coffee machine, and I'm sure you guys, somebody else is thinking the exact same thoughts. You're trying to figure out exactly how much grounds you need for your coffee maker because they're all not the same. Trust me. I'm not a barista by any chance. I don't work in Starbucks. I promise you. But anyways, I really one day I just wrote down the directions. I'm like, yeah, this many cups of coffee equals this many ounces of water equals this much of grinding on my grinder. So basically, I could figure it all out. I knew exactly how to do it, and it's down to the exact science. So I don't waste any ground coffee. And that's important because you know what? Sometimes you get this really great coffee and a coffee that you really, really love. But the problem of it is that you got to use it sparingly and you don't want to waste any. So you don't want to like need any more coffee in there than you need to. So if it says like 8 ounces of water equals 2 tablespoons of ground coffee, make sure that you have it all figured out so you don't waste any because that might be your favorite coffee and it comes in such a small bag. Why is that though? I don't know. Anyhow, it's one of those things about coffee. And then I started to wonder about how does the Keurig coffee cup sound? It tastes okay still. Is it really like using the coffee maker? Except I don't know. I'm just saying. It's interesting to me. Anyhow, so I noticed fall time is coming up. Football has started this week, and it started like on third. No, it started on like Thursday or Wednesday, and that was the first game of the preseason. And so this Friday coming up in a few in next week, this next Friday next week is when the Detroit Lions are the Detroit losing Lions of I might call them it right now, because if the coach doesn't win this season, you're out of there. You know what I'm saying? So basically, um, the Lions we're going to see how they do. Preseason you can't don't judge us during preseason, of course. But of course, we're going to see what happens with the Detroit Lions. And always, I will be true to my Lions. I will like them, but my favorite team really is the Baltimore Ravens. Shh, I did not say that. But yes, I like them both. Is that possible? Yes. So one of the things that I wanted to tell you about is that is with this fall time stuff. It seems like fall time, instead of being in September, end of September, October, it seems to be getting sooner and sooner and sooner. First of all, Disney World, everybody knows on August the 12th. It's going to be Halloween there. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party is going to be happening there. And I have to say that I love all the pumpkins. I like fall time colors, but it's going to be August. And I understand Disney because a lot of people have to plan their trips and get there and whatnot. But listen, I really have to say, that's what it is. I'm like, please don't. And football is going, and the next thing I know, at the end of August, Starbucks is going to have pumpkin spice latte. I mean, it's a lot of people love it, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people can't wait for it, and a lot of people are like, "Who cares?" Right? So we'll have to see what happens with and then September the 1st opens, or if September the 3rd happens to be the date that my very favorites cider mill opens up. I can get my donuts and cider on. You know what I'm saying? And so fall time is coming upon us. Even Home Depot, you can go there, or Lowe's, you can go there and you can go ahead and get your Halloween decor. I don't know. And then pretty soon they'll have the Halloween costume stores that will be popping up in temporary places. I have to say it's gonna be interesting. It gets sooner. It feels like it gets sooner and sooner and sooner. People rush. I mean, some people have their favorite holidays, and the people that love Halloween cannot wait for Halloween that year. So that's one thing that happens. Okay. Anyways, um, so I've been watching a lot more sports on TV. I said this year I'm going to watch more sports, and I have done so. I've been watching baseball on top of baseball on top of baseball. Now I've been watching the Detroit Tigers play. They are, well, I don't want to talk about it. It makes me sad. Yes, they are in last place of the division. They're not going to be winning, but the teams that are in the first place are actually the New York Yankees and the New York Mets. It could, they're both, one's in the American League, other one's in the National League. The Yankees are in the American League. The National League has the Mets. They could match up for a Subway Series. That's right. Subway Series. So we'll have to see what happens with could it be New York versus New York? It could be, or maybe the Los Angeles Dodgers versus somebody. I don't know. It's we'll have to see what happens in the playoffs, and they don't start until October the 5th. Yes, already. So that's a little ways out. And by the way, it doesn't start fall until September 22nd. So let's not make it any sooner than it has to, right? Anyhow, talking about, earlier in the beginning, I was talking about how I get in kind of one of those things where I think about things are so far away. I remember that time. Yes. I remember that time. Anyways, recently, and this is interesting. I remember Beyonce has sampled a song that used to be very, very popular called "Show Me Love" by Robin S. That came out in like the 90s. And she sampled it for her new song, "Break My Soul." And my kid's in the car, right? And I tell her, I said, listen, this is an old school beat that is being resampled for this song. And she goes, yeah, I don't like it. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But to me, I'm like, yeah, man, this is great stuff. Reminds me when I used to party in the club, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so basically, some of these things are reset. And it's kind of weird to feel that songs back from the 90s, which is like, that's only like 30 years ago, are being resampled. And people that were like one album wonders are making money again by having the record sampled. I mean, if I was Robin, I mean, I heard that Robin S was super happy. I mean, I would be too. She's making the dollars again. So that's a pretty sweet thing, and that was a groovy beat back then. It was really great. So let's see here. School is starting again. That's another thing that happens in the fall. School starts. And some people in Florida, for instance, have to go back to school like next week. And I'm like, wow, that is really early. And they're almost as going back. Look, in Florida, they're going back to school just almost as in concert with the time that Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party opens up. Is that a coincidence or what? Anyways, so that's in Florida. Here, and I guess they get out of school a little earlier. Now, here in Michigan, everybody doesn't go to school back and towards after Labor Day. Of course, there's a humongous Labor Day extravaganza festival that everybody goes to around here called Arts, Beats, and Eats, and that's where you art and you eat and you beat. It's not a techno thing, no, but they have a lot of stages and you go around and watching them, and then they have a lot of food. Like it's kind of like Disney's one of those arts and the festival of the arts and eats or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Food and the arts or arts and flower or whatever, you know what I'm saying. Anyways, it's almost exactly the same thing, but it's been going on here in Detroit. Anyhow, here's what I'm going to tell you is that school is starting, and I don't have any children in school. And that's like the best. I feel like I'm already on vacation constantly, continually. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's one of those things that makes me go, has it been that long? Yeah, I'm starting to feel super old. I don't know. But yeah, that's a good thing. And then it's sort of like I'm missing out. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I should be somewhere where I really should be, but I don't really have to be there kind of feelings, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So yeah, that's what's been going on as of lately. So a few things we're going to be working on in the future. We have a video coming up that I'm going to be talking about one in particular, a YouTube channel that I'll be talking about. It's kind of it's one of those things that remind me of like, wow, that was that long ago again. And so I'll be talking about that person. I won't say any names because I want it to be a surprisio. And yes, George is making a comeback. I know I've said this before, but I heard George mumbling the other day. He called me the other day, said he wanted to come back, and I said, "Oh, okay, George, you can come back." George's coming back for these Disney news minutes. He wants to do them again. He's down in Florida, and yeah. So, anyways, George making a comeback for the shorts. And yeah, let's see here. We're gonna continue on this vlog. Tomorrow I'm gonna have some brand new things for you. It's Monday tomorrow, and whatnot. So yeah, that's what's gonna be happening. So you've made it this time, 16 minutes and some oddball seconds. And if you're still here, go ahead and still mash the subscribe button if you didn't do it way earlier. And for all that, we'll say you guys have a great, great Sunday, and we'll see you tomorrow really, really soon. I don't know. I mean, that might be somebody else's line. I don't know. Anyways, my real line is for now, over and out. Over and out, everybody. Bye bye.